Okay, so that is there. Now I got my potions. Let's kick it off with 200. And then we'll check in the chat after we do some review of the cards. Okay. Do you have enough? Yes. Multiple packs. I want to turn on the sound because I want to see what I haven't heard the sound on this yet. Settings. See if this works. I might need, when you change settings, I wonder if you need to wait 3 seconds for the blockchain to recognize, or maybe that's not blockchain based and therefore happens instantly.
Yeah, that should be server based or client based.
The Hill Giant's a card that I think is well worth owning. It's not a game changer, but I think it's well worth owning. And the Deep Lurker to me is super powerful.
Yeah. Kalia with Demented Shark, Deep Lurker, that is a lot of damage output.
Mm-hmm. And with the front Kalia and the Deep Lurker, she'll help the speed a little bit and then give the armor, which makes him that much more resilient. This one too is another Kalia. Like, this is a very powerful low mana cost archer. It doesn't have any sort of special abilities even at the higher levels to my knowledge, but I think it's really worth owning. That one too. Slip Spawn, of course, is awesome. This one does so much damage. I think it's 4 damage at the higher levels.
Oh, the Scout?
Yeah. I bought a max level gold foil Riftwing today. This, to me, this card is absolutely broken. Like, the only vulnerability with that thing is the archery. And mind you, like, understand that I'm playing it largely with Kitty. So you're getting that +2 speed, and you're going to have, I think it has dodge. It has, I think, 8 or 9 hit points at the highest level. It's got scavenge. It's such an amazing tank for four costs because of how elusive it is. If you run into magic, it's in trouble, but otherwise you're good to go.
Everything tends to be in trouble against magic, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Enough cards.
Yeah, it does. You're definitely right. Nice.
I hope you pull a Grum.
Dude, I hope I get a multiple of Grum in gold foil version.
Oh man. I love that card.
So
I don't think it's great, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. That art is amazing. Have you ever gone over to Splinter Cards and seen, just like explored some of the artwork? Because it's actually, some of it's actually surprising. I'm surprised that where is she? I'm going to look at that one.
You could also do it inside of Splinterlands. You just go look at the lore.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I always get it from here, and this is where I get my art from when I'm doing my oh, it's thumbnails. So amazing. Yeah, when I'm doing my thumbnails. Yeah. Art. Boom. It's really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it animated.
Yeah. They haven't done a lore event on her, but I would love, I hope she somehow ties, like, she's got the angelic wings. I hope there's some sort of, I'm a Christian, so I'd love to see some sort of exploration of what that looks like. You've got Uriel, Uriel's there, Adelaide. Maybe there's some sort of cool story about how he fell out, because clearly he's not down with whatever, with righteousness or something, right? Like he slaughtered those priests or whatever.
Who is that? Uriel?
Yeah, hang on one sec.
Huh.
Nice. Yeah, Uriel's story, his lore story is out there for those of you who haven't seen it. And Uriel is an angel, and that's why he's got like a Bible and he's got like a flaming sword. That's a Christian reference. And in the lore event, which was about 5 minutes long, Uriel is walking down some path and he's like brooding over something. I can't remember what. And he runs into, like, he comes across, he doesn't run into, he comes across a group of priests, and they ask him to step off the road because they're priests, and there's some sort of high order of, high class of people, and they shouldn't have to walk in the dirty side of the road. So, but Uriel refuses to step aside. And then at the end of the video, he like slaughters them all. So there's a really cool story with this guy that we don't fully understand. And wouldn't it be cool? Like we cards like this, the Albarist, Adelaide Brightwing. There's that Angel of Light. So there's a whole angelic thing. Maybe there's some sort of like heaven and hell type storyline that could be fully explored. Ultimate Gaming is here. Hey, man. Grum is OP, man. He says Grum is OP. I did a video. I agree. JM Arcelia. Hey, dude. Check the channel. Ultimate. Yep. Pamps M says, I use Pirate Captain with Inspire and Deep Lurker instead of the Demented Shark. And Deep Lurker... I see what you're saying. And then your Demented Shark will not attack, but the Pirate Captain will and would require less mana. That's a great play for sure. I use the Pirate Captain too, also Pamps, but I love both, especially when those rule sets for, you know, equal opportunity or everyone has super sneak. Any of those any of those ones where you can slip the Demented Shark in like the 4th, 5th, 6th spot and still take advantage of that Inspire.
Yeah, I was gonna say using him as like a sneak defense or even a secondary tank.
Dude, gold foil Mycelia.
Holy cow!
And she's one of the most expensive legendaries right now.
Yeah, she is.
That's awesome. You check that.
Oh, that's like $210.
Wow, dude.
Time to sell.
Maybe. I don't think I will because it's too awesome of a card, but it's actually worth talking about because, well, you know, let's talk about it. What, you know, why would you sell it if you had one?
Ooh, I don't think I would. Because I tend to, in the guild brawl, I tend to only do the gold battles now.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could get rid of her.
Look at the price, man. On the green Splinter, it's nowhere near the other, like the new cards. It's fully separated in terms of value. Like it's, you know, so maybe that's a justification to say, well, you know, maybe it's a bit overpriced and maybe we liquidate it. But I'm not gonna, but maybe it's food for thought. And if you guys are ever in this situation, you need to kind of think this stuff through every time when a big opportunity like this lands on your plate. Ask yourself, would I be better off? Exploding Rat says short it, like sell it now and buy it back later. He says, Liberty Guy Off Grid says 12.5 thousand collection power. Nice gold foil, says Eraser Heads. Yeah, Ray says, yeah, I'm a gold foil Mycelia. Yeah, that price can only go up, says Isaac. Toshinori says, Shield and Amplify with Mylor is so OP. I totally agree, my dude. I don't actually rock Mylor, but the point is still it's well made. Exploding Rat says he sold all his gold foils. If you're just getting started, I don't know what your story is, Exploding Rat. I don't know where you're at in this journey, but it's absolutely a valid approach to liquidate some of your cards that you feel are really expensive, and you know, take advantage of that. Put that to work into other ways, and maybe get creative. Maybe you buy more Chaos Legion packs. Maybe you buy some cheap common cards. And you know, this is 12,000 power, but what could $200 do for you? I think it could probably do a lot in terms of shoring up your, you know, the balance of your deck. Maybe it gives you some more summoners. Maybe it gives you a few carry tanks or carry, you know, monsters.
So the thing with it giving you 12.5 thousand power per dollar, that's only 62.5. So you could essentially like more than double if you wanted to just go out and buy really low cost power per dollar cards.
That's a very interesting point for a lot of people out there who are lacking power to compete at the level that they want to compete at. That's not my story, but you know, a lot of that is absolutely a lot of people's position. And if you want to be in diamond, that's the sort of decision that maybe you make where you're going to sacrifice some really maybe a quality card like that or some other card that might be in your possession, but you're going to end up picking up more collection power and allowing yourself to get out of gold, even if you have a pretty basic deck. At the end of the day, maybe you get rid of some of your bells and whistles, but then you've got the power, which is so important, obviously. And then you're going to start seeing more and more of those daily and season rewards, which is going to snowball into more and more long-term success. This is another card I maxed out today on gold foil because it's relatively cheap. I think it was like $1 or $1.50, and it's got reach, and I think it has, I forget all the abilities, but it's a pretty sound 4 mana cost melee monster, and I'm loving this one too. I got Blinding Reflector maxed out. I got Sunkai Harvester. I got the other. Oh, here we go again.
Oh, hello. 9 Salones. That's a good pickup.
Bro. Ooh, I don't have a max one yet, so that's good. This is the other one. I got this maxed out too in gold foil. This card is amazing. It's one of my favorite new cards. At 6 mana cost, it has, I think, 4 melee attack. It has a good amount of hit points and armor. It has shield. It has inspire. I forget what else, but it's a common card, and it's so amazing for a common card.
Later on, it gets Giant Killer and Inspire.
Giant Killer, that's right.
Yeah.
This is another good card, especially if you... I think Snipe is really actually underrated because, you know, archery, if it falls to the first position, it usually can't fire, so that can be annoying. But if you can put together a coordinated snipe attack, I find that you can really victimize your enemy and usually exploit what they're counting on, because most teams are expecting you to go head to head with their first attacker, and you just go ahead and say no, and just, you know, just like sneak attack and opportunity, snipe is one more way to kind of victimize that.
People tend to always play around the sneak, but never snipe, it seems like.
I totally agree with that. Eraserhead says raining gold foils and legendary is very nice. 12. Thanks, man. Yeah, I've got a pretty good lucky. Got some serious luck. I bought the max level Chaos Agent too. I bought 38 of these. This to me, last time I did 1,000 pack opening with Crypto Llama, he was advocating, or maybe it was the first time I did, he was advocating for this card and saying how amazing it is and how expensive it will be one day. I think he's very right. It's only got 4 hit points at the highest level, but it has dodge, it has a good amount of speed, it has phase. So in those low mana matches, you can put that as your tank and allow it to, especially if you can build a speed around it, right? If you can put the right sort of slow and what's the swiftness, the one that gives you 1 more speed, you can really contrive a situation where he ends up being very evasive. And for 1 mana, I find it's an awesome card.
Elia for the plus speed, along with a the whale for minus speed on them as well. And I didn't even realize that he gets backfire at level 10.
That's right, backfire also. Yeah, him and Riftwing are two of my new favorite monsters. The Chaos Agent and the Riftwing. Oh, 1 more legendary gold foil. That would have been crazy.
Right. Okay.
Get it.
Scott Bland's got a good point. My favorite is when I got 99 mana match with Little League.
I know. I wonder if they have some sort of programming around, you know, if it's 99 mana, Little League is maybe at least a lower roll. That'd be kind of smart if they program something like that. But maybe they don't need to. I guess whatever, right? It's like, it's just a funny match. It's not like it breaks the game or anything.
Yeah. It's the exact same thing as having like a 42 mana match and it's Little League. It's the same thing. 200 Immortal. Yeah, what do you guys think the 1258 stands for? That's the year he was born.
I'm a part vampire, don't you know? Was somebody asking about 12?
Like Lyra.
Was somebody asking about 12?
No.
Okay.
They were just saying like, haha, 200 Immortal, and they're asking how old you are. This card too, I upgraded that in gold foil because again, it's relatively cheap, and
I don't love this card, but I think it's good enough that it's really a must-have, especially in those matches like I was talking earlier with, who was the commenter talking about pirate captain and the inspire in the background. This guy has inspire, I think. No, he has demoralize, which is great in those matches where you think your opponent is going to do multiple melee monsters and you could throw him in the back. He's got retaliate, he's got demoralize.
Melee only, or also when you think they're going to play Tarsa?
Yeah. Demon Shark's a really amazing card. Come on, Goldie.
Elvira.
This card, I'm in love with it. I just wish it was like, well, it's a fair amount of mana, but 7 mana is a lot for an archer, but it is a fair amount for what it includes. It does 4 archery damage at higher levels. It has swiftness, which really plays well with my nightmare. You know, it's got a good amount of hit points, and snare makes it never miss against flying units.
It's also just extremely fast, which is partially the reason it's high mana.
Yep.
Which black tends to just have really good statted creatures.
Yeah. It's interesting how trends like that get developed. You know, there's almost like an essence to different teams, and I wonder if that's intentional, or I'm sure it is, but you know, maybe some of it's accidental, but I think they're so thoughtful that they really try and think about stuff like that. Like for instance, Soul Strangler has a good amount of DPS and like stats, but he doesn't exactly have, I don't think he has any abilities. And it feels like there's a lot of, I can't really think of another one off the top of my head for black, but I do think they, go ahead.
The Draper Sniper, the the other 3 attack bone guy who has 3 arrows, the Badger.
Oh man, another ledge. Come on, gold foil, Bakjira.
I do think I know why they have good stat creatures in comparison to like the other ones, is because we look at all of the summoners, it's all minus abilities. So it's like when you're trying to counter them, and if you fail it, then you're at a really big disadvantage. So I think they're like giving them slightly more overall stats than the other colors.
That kind of begs the question, is it best then to maybe pair a dragon summoner like Kitty or whoever your favorite dragon summoner is with, say, a black team, because maybe black team, to our point, is like perhaps better statistically speaking on a base level.
I think I remember you doing this a while back. You would use Delwyn for the plus magic, because Death has really good magic creatures.
Yep.
Especially lower mana creatures. Oh, nice. Gold Thaddeus.
There she is. I think I might have just maxed out my Mycelia today, or I think I possibly haven't yet. It's still quite expensive, so nice back-to-back jacks. Come on, Goldie. That's a nice little row. Gold, legendary gold.
And then a Crypt Beetle.
Yeah. He looks, I think the Crypt Beetle looks pretty cool, but then look at his like little puddle of drool. He looks totally helpless, although it's a good card. You know, he looks like you just get stepped on, but he has like 3 melee damage at higher levels. He's got shield. He's got a good amount of hit points and armor. I really like it, but he, you know, if you wanted to describe yourself, you know, if you had quote unquote a spirit animal, a little beetle wouldn't be your choice, I don't think.
Yeah, not at all.
He's up.
Baynor. This is Jim Morgan, H&H. We've been coming to the stream every now, I guess quite a bit this last like week or two.
Yeah. Jim's a friend of the channel. Yes.
Yeah, friend of. Oh my god.
What is that one worth?
Well, I don't think a whole lot.
Yeah,
Like
110. I mean, better than nothing.
still 110, right?
Yep. I think that's a really good card, though. I think this is going to be one of the cards in the future that I'm surprised by how inexpensive it is right now. Not the gold foil exactly, but I mean the legendary. I think the regular is.
Hey, isn't he around like $10?
Yeah, $7.
No, 7? Holy cow!
And it's, I mean, just yes, you would need 11 of them, so if you wanted to go max, but I guess most of you don't want max. But look at the max, man. Force field, which is so amazing. Magic reflect.
Killer with 3 damage. Ooh.
So the giant killer, that's more and more common these days, and you have to believe giant killer is probably going to become more and more meta as the game goes on because of power creep. So there's going to be more and more monsters that are 10 mana or higher, right? So I feel like giant killer might be a sleeper ability that becomes ultimately extremely necessary maybe in 2 or 3 years when the game has evolved with more and more 10 mana monsters. And this is totally a clippable little quote. This is for sure something I'm going to clip because this is an important point. What people might not understand what power creep is. Any sort of card game where there is constantly issuing new monsters, new abilities, new summoners that are going to be transforming the battlefield, you need to understand that that's going to have certain implications that are really obvious occasionally to certain abilities. And I think giant killer is one of them. If you're kind of paying attention, you're almost by definition, because of how the game works, you're going to see more and more monsters that are 10 mana or more. And so I think if you like the Death Splinter, this is something you might want to invest in. I think it's a great card because it has the void armor, and that makes it a lot more durable. Plus it means you can bring out there's a lot of repair out there nowadays, including the Scavo Hireling. The Scavo Hireling has camouflage, and so he can sit in the back behind a card like this and constantly repair the armor, which is void armor. So whether you're being shot at by arrows, whether you're being shot at or hit by melee or shot at by magic, it's gonna be protected by that armor. And the knockout is so nice too, making it double damage if you're able to stun whoever you're shooting at. And then like I said, giant killer. To me, this is an awesome card if you're playing in silver. I don't know if I love it for bronze because there's not really even any stun in bronze, I don't think. But if you're in silver or gold, I think this is a must-have card. And definitely if you're even higher than that, I absolutely believe you're going to want to own the Jin Murat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a little note on that one. 45 minutes in, Jin Murat. Sales pitch.
Yeah, he definitely gets a whole lot better at silver. But then again, a lot of cards do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference in the game. Don't you? I was talking to somebody the other day about the kind of the game experience and how radically it changes as you enter higher and higher. Where are you playing these? Are you playing in silver or bronze, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I tend to play in silver. I'm shooting for the ladder in silver right now.
Can I drop a poll in the? I'm gonna see. I can too. Hang on a second. I don't want participants match.
I'd assume most people are playing bronze, silver.
What league are you playing in most? Add option. Bronze. I really don't know what the answer is to this, and I'm really eager to see what you guys say. I want to know. Diamond. I'm gonna say it only gives me a chance to pick 4 options, so I left out champion, but yeah. I'm excited to see what you guys say on that one there.
Diamond plus and just like merge those two together. But
yeah, I should have said that.
But the one thing I've noticed is since so many people in silver, until you get to the ladder, everyone is still using level 1 cards. Or 80+% is using level 1 cards. So bronze and silver isn't too much of a difference. Mm-hmm. It's really just spam magic and then you destroy everything. But when I first stepped into gold as well, because I can play in it, that's when you have to like invest into your creature cards, because that's when, if if you're playing with the black tank Lord of Darkness,
Mm-hmm.
that's when he becomes a monster.
Mm-hmm.
So many other cards are starting to get really good utility at that point as well. Um, and then they also start throwing on really good other abilities. So whether it's poison or trample on Grum? No, not
Mm-hmm.
Grum. Grund.
There's Grund.
Trample.
Yeah.
And then Cursed when Deku gets heal when he's in gold.
Yeah. Some big ability changes there, hey?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So let's get 200 packs though. So I can't remember if this is the 600 through 800, I believe. You think?
What was the question? I was replying to chat.
I'm not sure which series of packs. Oh, another gold foil. Legendary. Ooh. Even though it's a fiend, I'm still, that's very awesome to get.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying, I was asking how many packs I've opened. I do not recall.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, I think you had 7,800 and some change.
Mm-hmm. Ray Penbar says this is the 800th pack that we're getting at right now.
Okay.
Gold foil, gold foil, gold foil. Legendary, says Betelgeuse. Scott Bland agrees. Is Scott's the last name like, I don't, this might sound like a jerk thing to say if it's really his last name, but it's Bland, so it feels like it feels like a nickname because he's not spicy, or is it his actual last name?
It's his actual last name. What?
Now I sound like I was crapping on him. Sorry, Scott.
There will be times where we'll hang out and I'll be like, oh man, this food's kind of, and then I'll look at him. He hates me for it.
One of these days when I'm over near your side, I can't wait to go. We'll all go out for dinner together.
Yeah.
I've only been to Chicago once, but I would love to.
Yeah. Ooh, there's so much good stuff. We're gonna have to get that deep dish pizza.
I had it one time at a nice. I was there and I had it. There's only a few really famous deep dish restaurants, right? Or is that not so? Like there's lots and lots, maybe.
It really there's really only two that people tend to really talk about, which is Giordano's and Lou Malnati's.
Giordano's is where we went.
What's up?
Giordano's, that's where we went.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the one I like more.
I thought it was really good, but but also it was so filling.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people tend to like shit talk it because it's like, that's not really a pizza. And then they'll call it like a lasagna or a casserole or something like that.
It is kind of like a casserole, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's bad thing.
Yeah.
This is a card I don't have maxed out, but I think it's very, very powerful. And it's never going to get a lot of attention from me because I'm never going to pick this over Grum unless you know what I mean? Because it's so close in the mana range. So it's probably a situation where I wouldn't, if it's a really low mana match, I'm not going to play either. And if it's a high mana match, I'm not going to play Forgotten One. But I think it's a very good card.
I do think Forgotten One is extremely good if there is poison.
Does it? Yeah, because the immunity, eh? That's a good point.
Yeah. That's
a good point.
I mean, there's also a lot of other ways you can debuff your opponent's stuff, you know? So, like, Forgotten One is just really good, and it also doesn't get hit by the Giant Slayer.
That's right.
Yeah. Scott Bland says, "LOL, I'm used to it." Also, he says it's a pizza where you don't eat many slices.
That's right.
So
990 Ultimate Gaming. You're almost there, buddy.
I was gonna say, is Ultimate Gaming the only VTuber for Splinterlands?
VTuber. What does that mean?
He like uses a little animation of himself rather than a webcam.
Oh, yeah, I think so. To my knowledge, there's other people who don't do webcams.
Dustin, it's like a casserole, to be honest. It was so real. I laughed my ass off.
And also there's Clove 71 she does the, I don't know what to call it, like an overlay on her own face that it looks like a mask and it follows her movement, and but it's not a, it's, she only does that sometimes.
Yeah.
So that was cool. We've opened 800 packs and we got 2 gold foil legendaries, which means we're, pretty well on par for where we should be.
You got 3.
Did I get 3? You're right.
You got Elia, you got the Jinn, the Death Jinn, and then you just got the Fiend.
Right, dude, I'm crushing. That means I'm crushing it. But I actually was a little behind my averages the last 1,000 packs, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get 200 more. And
what do you have? Is it Sony?
It's a Canon.
Oh, Canon. Okay.
TSI or something. It's several years old now, but it's still, I'm sure it's an amazing. It was a very expensive camera, and I think it's probably still really, really good. Or adequate anyways.
Yeah. Ooh, hello, Obsidian.
No, man.
I need to get one more of those.
One more of the goldies?
Yeah, I got 3 out of 4 for what is it, level 4 Obsidian? Yeah.
Come on, get another gold foil. Gold. I don't really care about Isa. Like, I feel very, very unimpressed with Isa.
Yeah. Oh, so Gank put out a video about how to make Isa work.
Oh.
I'm just like, as soon as I it's hello, Lyra. And I was like, as soon as I saw it, I knew he was going to be using Prince Rin, the beta summoner.
Yeah.
I'm like, he better not be using it. And I go look, he's using it. I'm like, that's the only way you can make her work. It's the only way.
And the card is super expensive, right? Prince Rin?
Yeah. It's like what? 800 to 1300 range?
Oh yeah, I gotta go check on the Peak Monsters and see what that buy was about. Maybe if their server's up now.
720 is what it's at. Please explain to me why Splinterlands is not using their own SPS token instead of credits to buy these packs. It's because they didn't want to worry about the volatility of the token prices. And so then sometimes they would get like 10 SPS, or sometimes they could get 4 SPS. So they would just rather take the most average route and stable route.
Thanks for answering that, dude.
Yep.
I don't know what to make of that.
Ooh, I like this question.
What is it?
Where's your favorite place you've traveled?
Oh, cool. Fun question.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite place is, I've got lots of, I'll give a couple, because one of my nostalgic memories of growing up is that at my parents, so I'm from Vancouver, Canada. It's the west coast of Canada. It's if you don't have no idea what that's like, it's mostly rainy. It's mostly 10, 15 degrees Celsius all year round, which is 50 to maybe 70 Fahrenheit kind of thing most of the year. And it's a lovely place, but we would always go traveling into America. We would go down, mom would take me camping, and we would go to see my auntie in Washington. I don't know what's it called, but it's part of Washington, and it's like an island off of Washington, and you have to take a ferry to it, or it's a peninsula or something. And we would always go there. And I've got some amazing memories of like just camping with family and cousins and stuff, and playing all the time and getting into trouble. So Washington that's like my nostalgic memory, traveling to Washington for camping. But my favorite travel experience ever was when I visited with my wife. We went to Thailand. We flew into Bangkok. We met with an old friend of mine. And we stayed in his amazing apartment in Bangkok and got the full big city experience. And then we went to a place called Chiang Mai, which is kind of a northern part of Thailand, which is lovely beyond words. And it's very spiritual. It's I think they're Buddhist. They have Buddhist temples everywhere. I think it's Buddhist. I could be mistaken about this. But lovely temples that, are not part of my religious background or interest, but I enjoy architectural beauty. And these are lovely, very unique constructions. And we would go all over the city eating the most amazing food for next to nothing, traveling by train across huge areas, or night boats, these like ferry type boats that would travel. We stayed in Phuket, which is a kind of a party area on the shore, and we traveled from Phuket over to one of the islands for a half moon party. So that whole experience was really amazing, and we traveled with my wife and two close friends. So that was maybe mine. Jim, how about you?
Ooh, well, yeah, one of my favorite vacations was to the Bahamas, and it was a cruise. That was the part I really liked, was the cruise. But if I had to pick a place, I really like Indianapolis. I tend to always call it a cute little town, because in comparison to Chicago, it's tiny. And like they have a few taller buildings, So I'm like, oh man, they got some cute little buildings here. But I've been there multiple times for Magic tournaments.
Yes.
Oh, Desert Dragon.
Four goldies, man. That's a huge
goodness.
That's a big day. Sorry, sorry for interrupting there, Jim.
You're good. Yeah, I'd have to say, but I also really just like going, really being downtown Chicago as well. So,
good question.
Yeah, I like cities. I like cities more than like non-cities. I don't know.
I like nature. I like getting away from cities. I want to own land. I want to hunt. I want to be self-sustaining. I'm like, if you guys got to know me on like a deeper level, you'd understand my deep connection to liberty and personal self-reliance. I'm not fully where I want to be on those sort of spectrums. Like I'm trying to teach myself how to hunt. I'm trying to learn how to use a crossbow. Not a crossbow, a compound bow. And come on, Goldie. And I'm of the opinion that, that sort of resiliency is going to be really important. I think we've been really spoiled for the last several decades, all my life, really. Everything, the whole monetary control system that is fiat currency it's done good things for me personally, because it's helped, for instance, the housing bubble that I personally am benefiting from, and that maybe some of you are personally benefiting from. But I don't believe that story goes on forever. and maybe I won't bore you guys with my economic theories beyond that point, but I'm super interested in economics, and because of it, I'm interested in self-reliance, because I feel that if you understand the one story, it's going to lead you to want to be more economic or more self-reliant. I'm getting a lot of legendaries this round, and I got that fourth gold foil. Come on, another one.
Ooh. That would have been so cool.
Every time when there's no number for the duplicate, I keep thinking it's going to be a gold foil, because if it is a duplicate, it's exceedingly unlikely that it would be a gold foil.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very nice. Nice little finish there. Now I got to spend 20 hours tomorrow, you know, updating all these guys and making sure they're all properly upgraded or whatever. I had how much? I think I had 1.4 million power before that started. Now I've got 1.75 million power. And thank you guys for everything. Thank you for your support. Jim, special thanks to you, buddy. Appreciate you as always. And okay, have an amazing night. God bless.